Cop Drama 101. CJ, Ted, and Fido deceased. I did not enjoy that.
It's okay. Yeah, terrifying. I'm glad I wasn't there. You're expecting this shit? Are you people sadomasochists? I don't want to go camping in the middle of a field. No, I'm good. I'll stay at home, thanks.
Welcome to the Tuesday Show with CJ and Ted.
Super.
Dooba dooba. You keep doing that, and I keep thinking you're going to break into the Hawaii Five-0 theme. I was going to watch that on Paramount Plus yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Friday, or whenever it was last on Paramount Plus. Because they put Hawaii Five-0 on there. However, they've done something really annoying, because they've done this with CSI as well. You can't watch the first, 10, 12 seasons.
Right.
They start from, season 13 or season 15 onwards, and you're like, why? Where's the rest of it? I want to watch all of it. I don't just want to watch the latest stuff. I want to watch the stuff from, 2000. Come on. Behave yourselves. But, I don't know. Maybe they'll come on eventually. Like I say, they're kind of adding stuff to the service every day, which is pretty cool.
Am I led to believe from what you just said that there is a new Hawaii Five-0?
Yeah, it started mid-2000s. It was still the same theme tune, just a bit more jazzed up.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I think I remember watching an episode once, and it was quite good, actually. I quite enjoyed it. Again, it's like any crime any cop drama, they're all the same. There are bad people, the hero cops chase after them in their fast cars or whatever it is that they're doing. There's a cool theme song for it. That's pretty much it. That's cop drama 101. Even the bill had a good theme tune to it.
That'd be a good name for a cop drama. Cop Drama 101.
That would be a great name for a parody series.
Yeah.
So we've got Scary Movie, Epic Movie.
Yeah.
Just have one called Cop Drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Crime fighting duo CJ and Ted.
Yeah. They're not quite so dynamic duo.
Yeah. But we'd have to have somebody. We'd have to have a sidekick, something like the ghost of a police dog. Seriously, before anybody makes this, right? I'm.
They timestamp it. 7th of August, 2022, 18:14 hours.
Yeah, so it's a cop drama. So you got the two guys, partners, and then they've got a police dog, Ghost, who obviously, died on the job, and is there to somehow avenge his own death. I don't know, but yeah, police dog.
We'll call it Police Dog Death Revenge Show.
Yeah, it'd be like CJ, Ted, and Fido deceased.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the new version of Randall and Hopkirk Deceased?
I think I did.
It was
maybe watch one of them or something.
I know Bob Mortimer was in it. I can't remember who the other guy was. It wasn't Vic Reeves. I know that much. Or maybe it was Robson Green, maybe?
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I caught maybe one episode and went, this isn't really for me. I'm not really into dramas, I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
Drama isn't really... But then again, there are some dramas that I'm really into, There's a great show on Apple TV Plus, actually, I'm watching called For All Mankind.
Right.
And have you ever seen Man in the High Castle?
No.
Okay. I think that was Netflix. It was either Netflix or Amazon, one of the two. And it's like an alternate history so Man in the High Castle is where, what if the Nazis won?
Right. Yeah.
What if, the war was still going on, but the Nazis were basically able to push all the way through Europe, through the UK, and or like what if I think maybe it's more like what if the Allies lost, because then you basically get to this situation where in North America the whole country is split in two, and you've got like Nazis on one side, Japanese on the other side,
right?
And basically the Allies are nowhere to be seen at this point.
Yeah.
For All Mankind is kind of similar to that, in that what if Russia got to the moon first?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and basically the space race never ends at that point, or hasn't ended at that point. So then, it goes into, I won't say too much in case anyone listening or watching, or maybe even you, Ted, want to watch it.
This is an alternate universe.
It's an alternate history drama show.
History whereby nobody got to the moon yet.
No, Russia made it to the moon first, rather than America.
Okay, so equally far-fetched. Fine.
Okay. Interesting. They do talk about that during the show, about the whole conspiracy of no one really made it to the moon and all this stuff. But it's an alternate history. Russia gets to the moon first, which then kind of prevents the space race from ending. So it just keeps going. And in the current season, we're on season 3 now. We're into the 90s, and space exploration is still going. It's still being developed, and they've gone from creating a base on the moon to making headway towards Mars.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm not going to say too much in case people haven't seen it and they want to go and watch it, but I do recommend it. If you're into kind of anything science fiction-ish, I'd give this show a go. It's a really good drama. I actually really enjoy it.
So there's still, presumably if they got to the moon first, then it's still like an Eastern Bloc, is it? Still Soviet Russia?
Yes, yeah. So throughout the whole series, it's still Soviet Union.
Right. Okay.
So far, I don't know if it's going to change in future seasons, or I don't really know I know it's got a season 4 has been greenlit, and that will come next year probably. But I think it's really good so far. I mean, we all know I love science fiction. I love Star Trek, Star Wars, all this good stuff. It's like I don't like horror films. But the movie Event Horizon is one of my favourite films. It's a sci-fi horror, and it's all based in space, and it just immediately grabs my attention because it's in space.
Right.
And there's actually some really good dramas and things like that are kind of space-based that I'll happily watch, mainly because it's in. It grabs my attention because it's in space.
Okay.
But anyway, where was I going with all of this? For All Mankind is a really good drama. Like I say, I don't do drama, but this particular show is actually really good. And there was one I was watching starring Taron Egerton called Blackbird. Again, it's an Apple TV Plus show. Again, really good. And it was one of I kind of read the synopsis and just kind of thought, this sounds quite good. And I like Taron Egerton as an actor. So I thought I'd give it a go. And actually, pleasantly surprised. Happy with what I saw.
Yeah. Who are they?
Taron Egerton.
Yeah, he or she or what?
Kingsman. You've got to have seen Kingsman.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy who plays Eggsy, so the chav kid with the hat.
Right. Okay.
In Kingsman, that's Taron Egerton.
Oh, right, okay.
Played Elton John in Rocket Man.
That was a terrible film.
It wasn't the best film going, but I liked that.
No, okay.
Rocket Man was trying to be Bohemian Rhapsody. It literally came at a time where Bohemian Rhapsody got released, and everyone went mad because everyone's a fan of Queen. And what's his name did a really good job of playing Freddie Mercury, and another film producer then went, I know, we'll do the same thing but with Elton John.
I haven't seen the other one you were talking about, but
okay.
No, Rocket Man was frightful film. I did not enjoy that.
I watched it and kind of went, it's okay. Not my, but then again, I'm not into musical films.
No.
And I'm not saying that it's a musical, but it's a film that is basically based on the music. And I felt the same with Bohemian Rhapsody. I was like, I'm more interested in the story. I don't care about the music that they put in it to pull the fans in. Same with what's the one with the alternate Beatles feature? Or I can't remember what it's called. There's another film where it's like, something happens and then what if the Beatles never existed? But there was a handful of people in the world who remember who the Beatles are, even though they never existed, and that kind of thing. I can't remember what that was called. That was okay, but again, it was more about the music than the story,
Right.
and that just doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of musicals, so
No, I don't
no.
do musicals.
No.
But anyway, Taron Egerton, yeah, I quite like him as an actor. He did great in Kingsman and The Golden Circle. He played Elton John really well, I think, in Rocket Man.
Right.
So when I saw that he was in this show, Blackbird, on Apple TV, I thought, I'll give that a watch. And actually really enjoyed it. Again, drama film. I'm not into drama. I much prefer comedy or sci-fi. But no, great drama show, and I do recommend it. But yeah, there you go. Chernobyl is another great drama show that was on HBO. Recommend that. Harrowing, that show.
Yeah.
Very harrowing, yeah. Again, it goes through the whole what happened at Chernobyl and kind of the aftermath, and how Soviet Union dealt with the incident and all the investigations that happened afterwards and all this. Again, I just found it a really good, interesting show. Terrifying in some places, because you're like, holy crap, if this is actually what it was like to be there, terrifying. I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Kind of what I like about the show, it's maybe it is a bit of a reflection on what happened and the lessons we should take from it. But actually, the kind of science that they explain in the show, I find really interesting. I'm not a scientist. I'm not, I'm nowhere near smart enough to actually fully understand what's going on. But they explain it, plainly enough that the layman can follow on.
Right.
And I followed on quite comfortably with what they were explaining on the causes of the accident and the mistakes that were made. So, yeah, I enjoyed it from that perspective. Because it's one of those where I'm just like, I've heard of it. I mean, I was a few months old at the time. No, what was it? It was late April, wasn't it? So I was like, I'd have been like 2 months old at the time the accident happened. So, like, it's one of them. I've heard about it, but never really spent any time researching it. And what that show kind of did for me was prompt me to go away and start reading up on it. To which I then found, I mean, this was a few months ago, I don't know what the current state is, but to which I then found that, so they've put over the new safe haven, so the new shelter over the plant.
Yeah.
Because the old one basically had holes in it and rainwater was getting through and all this stuff. So they've put this new safe haven over. And because they've done that, the rainwater's no longer getting to the building and is no longer going underground. And it started fissioning again underground where the molten core is. So I don't know what they're doing about it, but yeah, apparently they're saying it's starting to kind of bubble up again because it's not being cooled properly, or not being cooled at all by even rainwater. Right. So it's interesting stuff. I find it really interesting personally.
Yeah. I should check it out. It passed me by, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, it was a HBO special, which you could then, when it came to the UK, if you had Sky TV, you could watch it, but if you didn't, you're pretty screwed. Or you could get it on Now TV, because that's the Sky, per month subscription or shortened subscriptions. But it's available on Blu-ray and DVD now. So I need to pick it up actually on Blu-ray because it is good, and I would like to watch it again. But yeah, what was I watching the other day? I was watching something on TV the other day, and the band Backstreet Boys or Westlife, it might have been Backstreet Boys, were mentioned, and then it kind of cut to a scene where you see Backstreet Boys walking through the thing, and and all these middle-aged women losing their minds over Backstreet Boys, and I'm just like, why? They're probably, I don't know. I don't know them, but I'm like, they're just singers.
Yeah,
they're just people who pre-record some music and then mime and dance around on stage for a little while.
Well, the same with Take That. These there's the fans. You do wonder.
Oh, and that's what I was watching.
They are obsessed. I mean, I can well understand somebody wanting to go to a concert. For some artists, However, being obsessive about a particular band or a particular, singer or what have you, just seems very odd because they don't know them.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
So I saw a great meme once. I think it was to do with One Direction. Basically kids in this boy band thing, and there's and you see scenes outside the stage doors and things like this, and it's middle-aged women going mad, because they find these kids so attractive and all this stuff, and the kind of caption on the meme just said, "If this was reversed, somebody'd be calling the police." It's true. I find it very true.
Or more to the point, if this was reversed, we'd be living in Japan.
Well, yeah. Oh, shut up! Nothing wrong with Japanese pop music. No, I remember what I was watching now. It was it's a documentary on Netflix about Woodstock '99. So
I saw that advertised. Yeah,
actually, I found it. It's not. I'll be honest. It's not a great documentary, but I was interested in the subject matter because I am a music fan. I'm aware of what Woodstock '69 was and how it, what the kind of the point of it was and all that. So I was like, I'd never heard of Woodstock '99. Wonder what this is about. So I decided to watch it, and it's basically about how the whole event went to shit.
Yeah.
And then there was this whole thing. They had literally a small bit about whichever, but I think it was Backstreet Boys at that point were due to go on stage. And then, all the women in the crowd are just going mental over this boy band. And you're just like, they're just a band, and the music isn't that great.
Yeah.
let's be honest. It's very, at the time, very generic. Generic, overproduced pop music.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything to write home about.
All very mediocre considering the hype.
Yeah. It was never really pop music was never really my thing. Mainly because most of it all just kind of sounded the same to me. Much more of a rock and roll guy. But and actually, yes, Woodstock '99 on Netflix. Give it a watch. I thought it was very interesting. Even though, like I say, I came away with more questions than answers, such as why were the event organisers not prosecuted for everything that went down?
Right.
And I won't spoil it. If you don't know about Woodstock '99 and if you haven't seen that documentary, I won't spoil what actually happened, but it was pretty bad.
Right, okay.
Pretty bad. I mean, well, let's just put it this way. You're bringing in, this massive 3-day event, 250,000 or people going to watch these shows. The biggest bands of the day, including, rock and nu metal artists, which some might say is quite angry type music, combined with poor facilities, overpriced refreshments and that kind of thing, leads to unrest, we'll say.
Right, okay.
But the level of unrest, you start to wonder why, who was prosecuted, if anybody. Unfortunately, they don't really go into that side of it.
Yeah.
And you also kind of look at the people that organise the event because they do they've done interviews with them, and you just kind of go, "You're a bit of a dick, really, aren't you?" Well, the main guy that organised it, he's the same guy that organised Woodstock '69. And you're looking at all the press conferences that they do, and they're basically just not acknowledging what's happening outside of their production office.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there going, "You're just a bit of a prick. You're an absolute thundercunt." You're not even acknowledging that this shit's happening, and you're doing nothing about it. You're just saying, everything's fine, no problems. It's all going as expected. And I'm like, you're expecting this shit? Are you people sadomasochists? What the fuck is going on? So mental event. Again, glad I'm not. And it's things like that though, without spoiling too much. It's why I really won't do events, apart from the fact that I'm a massive introvert anyway, and I don't want to go out. It's things like that make me fearful of going to any kind of festival. So like, Download or Leeds or Reading or anything like that. I'm not interested. Absolutely not interested. Apart from the fact that I don't want to go camping in the middle of a field.
No.
Share showering and sanitation facilities with, thousands of people that I don't know. I'm good. I'll stay at home. Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for the offer though. But I'll stay.
Yeah. It doesn't appeal. It just doesn't.
No, it doesn't appeal to me. I mean, fine, if people want to go, kudos if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But no, I'm good. I'm good.
That was The Tuesday Show.
Get in touch with us. All the links are in the description. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.